John was looking for the lost city of El Dorado, he fell into a trap that resulted in John being launched into a pit of alligators. He was bit by an alligator due to being an uneducated fool. When he discovered a small portion of leg was cut off, being the genius that he was, he kept some dirt to try to stop the bleeding.
You stupid.
They're not.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
What he did not realize, though, was that his immune system was in a war, and that he made it more difficult for his immune system to manage the foreign pathogens that entered his wound.
Meanwhile,
Warning, warning. There has been a breach in the body. All units, report to the immune headquarters right now. Foolish American. You have let me bring my army into this breeding ground. My fellow comrades, spread, multiply, infect.
The bacteria began to ruthlessly slaughter the civilian human cells. As a cry for help, these cells released damage-associated molecular patterns. The bacteria also leave pathogen-associated molecular patterns behind to symbolize their victory. Upon hearing the cries of the civilian cells, mass cell drones are dispatched to the area to look for dams and pamps with their special PRR technology. Today, they are using class TLR or toll-like receptors. Once detached, these drones drop histamine bombs, which probe the surrounding blood vessels to dilate and release exudate into the wounded area. The exudate flood brings essential proteins to the wounded tent, preventing the bacteria from spreading further into the body and heating the whole place up.
We've got a code red, we've got a code red. I repeat, we've got a code red. The brain has alerted us that there has been a huge breach in Sector PES, Sector Leg. All units, initiate Phase 1, inflammation. All units, engage. Phagocytosis protocols, activate. Operation Margination and Diapedesis is a go. Remember, soldiers, press against the blood vessel walls and squeeze through as hard as you can.
As soon as the macrophages enter the war zone, they begin using their pseudopods, which are arm-like extensions, to latch into the bacterioids and engulf them whole. This process is initiated by the opsonization complements. Inside their armored bodies, phagolysosomes digest the enemies, breaking them down into acidic enzymes.
pour that on top of our chicken. You pick up your palette knife and then work that into your meat. Give your meat a good old rub. That's it. Nice and hot. Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
Major macrophage, we're engulfing as many as we can, but they're multiplying too fast. We need backup, ASAP.
It's time. Send in the backup.
No. Wait, no, not them.
Their only hope. Activate the chemotactic distress call.
Macrophages release cytokines into the bloodstream, which are emergency chemical distress signals that call upon the special neutrophil forces.
Alright boys, saddle up. We have been summoned. Macrophage Max has sent for us through our brothers, the chemokines. They will show us the way to the battlefield. Commence Operation Chemotaxis.
Meanwhile,
Back in the human world, John did not notice the raging battle that was occurring in his body. However, he notices there were 5 signs of cardinal inflammation. Luckily for John, even though he was stupid, he remembered the causes for these effects from his pathophysiology class.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Oh, by Jove. Why is my leg swollen up like this? Oh, it must have been the bloody alligator. Damn you, alligator. Gah, my leg appears to be more red and feels hot. Must be due to the increased blood flow, eh? Wait, ew, there's pus coming out of my wound. Oh well, it is what it is. Oh god, I can't even walk properly.
The 5 cardinal signs of inflammation that John experienced were redness, which was due to the increased blood flow from vasodilation. He experienced heat as well, which was due to more blood carrying warmth to the site. In addition, he experienced swelling or edema due to the fluid building up from the plasma leak. He also experienced pain caused by prostaglandins and histamines activating the pain receptors. Finally, he experienced it completely, but he's experiencing a little bit of loss of function, which is due to the swelling, which reduces movement in the affected areas.
Lock and load, boys. Don't hold back.
Similarly to the macrophages, the neutrophils also utilize the war techniques of diapedesis and margination to roll into the battlefield. The neutrophils deploy multiple weapons of mass destruction, wreaking havoc everywhere. Some civilian cells unfortunately get caught up in the crossfire, leading to their untimely demise.
Retreat, retreat! The white-blooded freaks are everywhere.
But alas, General Tendinitis didn't notice one key development, that he was now completely surrounded by another unit of the immune defense. The complement system swoops in and blocks off the exits that General Tendinitis and his comrades were planning on escaping from.
Target acquired. Activating complement system.
The whole system is activated because of the C3 cleavage, the most common and essential complement in the body. But how does this happen? Well, there's three ways this can happen. First, the classical pathway cleaves C3 when a pathogen antigen binds to a floating antibody. Second, the lectin pathway cleaves C3 when mannose, a common sugar produced by pathogens, binds to mannose-associated serine proteins located on the mannose-binding lectin. Lastly, C3 can spontaneously cleave through hydrolysis. All these pathways lead to C3 cleaving into C3A and C3B. C3A is an anaphylatoxin that serves as a recruiter for neutrophils and macrophages. C3B serves to bind to pathogens to provide anchors for phagocytes to ingest these invaders. This process is also known as opsonization. A few minor reactions occur that eventually lead to C5, another essential complement, cleaving into C5A or C5B. C5A is another anaphylatoxin that functions similarly to C3A. C5B, on the other hand, combines with C6, C7, C8, and C9 to form membrane attack complexes that lyse the bacterial cells, effectively serving as mini bombs that puncture the membrane and cause them to explode from extracellular fluids rushing in.
Mac, prepare to lyse the membrane. Aim. Fire. We are finished. Our membrane has been punctured.
General Tendinitis, however, realizes that it's too late, that his army was defeated, that the battlefield was piled up with his fallen comrades. These dead bacteria and the immune cells that died in combat pile up, forming pus which exits out of John's leg, outside the microscopic world.
Are my eyes deceiving me, or is that a guy with a big red cross on his uniform? Hey you! Help! Help!
Luckily, the person John saw was an actual doctor, and he was able to get treated temporarily. Once he was done getting treated, however, he still notices there was pus coming out of the wound site. Since he was dying to know about what was happening inside his body, he asked the doctor his questions.
Hey doc, what's this liquid goo dripping out of me? That there, sir, is called pus. It's a combination of fluids that are released from blood vessels and dead white blood cells that are the result of an infection. Infection? Ayo, you speak of such nonsense. John is not just a man, he is the brand of the strong people.
Nice.
Oh, by the contrary, my poor lad. You see, there are these special WBCs in your body called macrophages that are ingesting all the debris that remain from a full-on battle that has occurred between your immune system and the bacteria. They're getting ready for the healing process.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Indeed. See, you can even try waving to them. Hey, doc. Tell John even the brand of the strong people can be heard sometimes.
Who wants a Krabby Patty at 3 in the morning?